Good morning. My name is Katerina Katolis. I am a project manager at a Long Island-based global S&P 500 fintech company. I am also a co-chair of our Women's Leadership Forum, which is to encourage women with their self-development and personal development throughout the organization as well as outside of the organization. And basically, we look for opportunities that we can help our team expand their networking, get some self-development courses, professional development courses, and overall just give them a better perspective and a little bit of oomph behind their drive in their career.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about, you were really the source person of connecting synergy with your organization. What was your original intent, or I don't know, original, but what did you see that you wanted to impact? So
given that we're in a completely virtual environment now, it's obviously debilitated our opportunities to provide our Women's Leadership Forum with networking opportunities, in-person sessions that they can take something away from, that they can apply to their day-to-day, to help them grow within the organization, to help them expand their roles, maybe take on more leadership stances, and also to help impact them on their personal life level. So we wanted to have something that we could offer to them that was solely, virtual based. It was easily accessible, and we wanted them to get the tools they needed to kind of get over the hurdles that they were experiencing in their life. There's always that disconnect behind communication with those above you and executive leadership. And I feel that a lot of the feedback we were receiving was, how do I communicate with upper management? How do I get that confidence to not feel that my opinion doesn't matter, or that my ideas are irrelevant to the process? So we wanted to introduce something that they could all benefit from, and eventually, look to either roll it out to the greater women leadership organization within our group, or, on a corporate level, bring it to an even more higher group, expand it to the over 10,000 employees that we do have.
Okay, great. And so we've done, some of the Leadership on Demand module conversations. What would you say was some of the feedback that you received or impact that you observed?
Feedback right off the bat, one of the first sessions that we did, once we got off the calls, I was receiving emails that people wanted more. So clearly it was impacting them and it was resonating with them. So like I mentioned earlier, the confidence to speak to executive leadership was definitely one of the biggest values that we pulled out of that. I had people come to me stating that, they were able to approach someone that they normally would not and have a more candid conversation with them because they understood the dynamic a little bit more. They understood what was going on internally with them and how to shift that mindset to have those conversations and kind of, get out of their comfort zone. I know in my experience as well, there have been times where I've wanted to say something and I wouldn't speak up because of fear of being judged, fear of them thinking that my idea was, not relevant to the project at hand, or that it wouldn't be beneficial. So that was definitely one of the value points. Body language was huge. We're on WebEx conferences constantly now. And if you're on a call and you're not making eye contact with the people that you're interacting with, that sends a signal. And, let it be that you're not paying attention, that you're not interested in the conversation, that you're bored. So I've received feedback on that they've been more engaged in their conversations. They've been more attentive. They've been listening more actively, which in turn helps their mind flow go. And then they're able to present their ideas in a much more confident manner.
Great. And the third question that I wanted to ask you is that, everybody's aware of, and we speak a lot about the challenges of what it is to kind of, be in business in an online world. But what are the benefits as you see it around being able, you spoke about it in the sense of, being able to address currently like how people are connected in this environment. But given, the Synergy Fundamentals workshop, et cetera, what are the benefits that you saw of doing this online with the team rather than, there's the challenges of not being able to be in person, but then there's also benefits. So what would you say about that?
Yeah. So obviously there's always challenges, right? I mean, irrelevant from I can't get online. My internet connection's terrible. That happens. We get that. There's a lot of bandwidth being, distributed amongst people. But first and foremost, the ease of accessibility. The fact that we were able to incorporate women from other chapters that were across the country, and have them, join and be a part of our pilot that we implemented. It was extremely beneficial because we were able to reach the masses in a sense of, instead of keeping it secluded and not offering it elsewhere, we were able to bring others in that may never have even considered this or had this opportunity. So that was first and foremost, ease of accessibility. There's always going to be the distractions of the kid running in saying, "Mom, I need a snack." So, or like your phone ringing, email notifications coming in. We selected a group of women that we knew would be committed to that 2.5-hour fundamental session to kick it off. And we expressed to them that, like, you need to be engaged and be present in it. And they were, which was fantastic. Another key point that I want to point out is when we're in-person activities, phone's going off. When we're in-person activities, there's always that possibility that your senior leader is also going to be in that activity with you, right? So someone might feel the need to be a little bit more resistant to opening and to, acknowledging certain things that they may not, think are working for them, or they might, just act a little differently to kind of put up that mask. So I think having the breakout sessions, and since we were able to communicate with Synergy and let them know, like, hey, these people should be together, we should keep this group separate. I think it added value in a sense of they felt they could be more open and more honest, as opposed to like putting up that fence where they're like, I'm going to just lean on it. I'm not going to go over that fence and be completely open because my boss is on this call and I don't want them to have a different opinion of me, regardless if it's all confidential, whatnot. That mentality and that stigma is there. So having, the breakout session was great. And the fact that it was a lesser group, right? You didn't have 40 set of eyes looking on you. It was just 4 other people in the room with you. So I think it made it more intimate and allowed people to be a little bit more open and like confident and comfortable in that environment.
Great.